Alrighty. Oh, you libertarians just drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. And the anarchists drive me crazy even more. Like, fucking, I don't understand it. You have the intelligence, but are you, like, did you miss something? Like, did you miss a grade in high school? What happened? You leave a comment on my board saying, some one of you, and I know you all have like the same ideals, saying, you know, we should be smart enough, you know, we should be able to outsmart these corporations. Who cares, you know, what they do? We just won't buy their products if they're too expensive. That's your argument. So they should be able to do whatever they want, but I'm smart enough where, like, you know, if it's too expensive, or I can find something cheaper, then, you know, I just won't buy it, and then the corporation will be forced to, you know, they will need to meet my needs. That's not how it fucking works in the real world, buddy. Whoever left that comment, whoever subscribes to that idea, that is not how it fucking works. Alright, there's several factors here that you are not looking into. Have you ever heard of, lead paint in fucking products because it was cheaper to do it? It's cheaper to make shit with lead paint and have no quality control whatsoever, and then sell it to you cheaper, and then you'll buy it, and then your kid will get fucked up, and you'll be like, oh my god, what are you going to do? Are you not going to buy it then? When your kid's fucked up? What, are you going to sue them? They don't give a shit about suing you, or you suing them. They don't care because, you know what? There is nobody in charge over there that can go to jail, and you know what? It was probably cheaper for them to pay you off and make their shit with lead paint than it was to just make the shit right in the first place. So that's why there needs to be a law saying you need to make it right in the first place and stop being a fucking greedy, sadistic piece of shit. You can't outsmart that shit. They outsmarted you. They exploited you. You need the government's protection in situations like that. You don't realize how lucky you are. You would probably be dead if it wasn't for the government's legislations. You'd probably be fucking dead because your car brakes would have went out, because it would have been cheaper for them to make shitty brakes. Alrighty? I really challenge you to look into it. I mean, there's also a lot of other factors. When profit is the only motivation, and it is the only motivation, I'm not arguing this. A business needs, you know, its primary focus should be profit. Apparently. Because what that does is it creates a huge amount of waste. Huge amount of waste in things like built-in redundancy, right? You ever heard of shit designed to break? Like this camera I'm using. It's probably going to break in about 2 or 3 years, when it is certainly capable of functioning for 50 years. It's not profitable for a company to make something that works, though. No, they'd rather it break because of some kind of, you know, capacitor or resistor or whatever in there that fails. They'd rather that happen, and then I buy a new camera than, you know, buying something that fucking works. So you see, you don't get better products, first of all. You don't really, it doesn't work like that. I mean, Jesus. So anyways, there's another group of people that kind of piss me off even more than the anarchists. They're the atheists, anarchists, constitutionalists. Those people, you know, they're anarchists. Well, you know, let's just say the constitutionalist atheist people's, like the amazing atheists, piss me off, because they'll be like, hey, you Christians, you need to read your sacred, you know, your so-called sacred text and question it. And I challenge you to do that, you Muslim. And then they'll turn around and they'll be all like, what this Constitution can't be, you know, it needs to be followed. It needs to be followed to the T because it's a sacred text. You see what I'm saying? You see your hypocrisy there. You tell them that, you know, you need to question it because it's obviously wrong, or fallible, but then you won't do the same to your own because somehow it's sacred to you. I got problems with the Constitution. I ain't saying the whole thing's shit, but I got problems with it. There's some things that these slave owners just didn't know. They just couldn't foresee situations in the world they did not have the technology to understand, or the knowledge base to understand. They just didn't have it. They wrote a document on their situation around them, you know, on what they knew the world to be. They had no fucking idea about overpopulation, no fucking idea about global warming, no idea on how dependent we'd be on oil and how wasteful we'd use it. They didn't know shit like that, so whatever. Live free or die, bitches.